Hello and welcome to another Magic the Gathering unboxing. So today saw the release of Eldritch Moon, most recent Magic the Gathering expansion set. So this is the second set in the Shadows over Innistrad block. So we're now on to two block sets, as with Battle of Zendikar and Oath of the Gatewatch. So let's have a look and see what we can find in this wonderful fat pack. Quick look from the outside. So the contents here, we've got a player's guide with encyclopedia. I don't think much is going to change on this. Eldritch Moon card box, which is essentially what this is. 9 Eldritch Moon booster packs. 70 card land pack. That's slightly smaller than usual because of the 10 Eldritch Moon double face card checklists. A spin down life counter and 2 deck boxes. So let's crack this open and take a look at the encyclopedia first. I'm sure I've mentioned this before and other unboxings, but if you sort of skillfully take this apart, then there's a rather nice long sort of poster thing on there with artwork, if you can see inside there. But yeah, you have to sort of very carefully unstick it from here. This is glued together without ripping it, but I'm not going to try that. So here's the actual card box that they talk about. So have a quick look on the artwork on here. Get the spacers out. Okay. We've got a couple of deck boxes. They do look pretty wide. I've just got a sleeve here, and I'm always, as you know, I'm always curious about this. Nope. The only way you'd ever get cards in there sleeved is if you had some of those very thin, tight fit sleeves, the sort that are used for double sleeving decks, that are the inner part, the inner sleeve. I'll just put these together so you can see the artwork on the deck boxes. Take on the Darkness. And you can see there are 2 main protagonists in the story. Okay. Just going to take these apart. And let's get everything ready. There's our pack of land and our check cards, the rest of the boosters. Here's the spin down counter that you get with it. It's sort of mottled green and blue. And there's the set symbol. Looks like a combination of Eldrazi and Liliana's hair. Okay, let's look in here. This is always interesting. So Emrakul has arrived apparently. A little bit of an explanation about melding there as part of the transformation that's going on in the world. Bit of backstory, and here we've got what they're calling designers picks. I think in this section it always used to be like top 10 coolest cards, something like that. So we've got Emrakul the Promised End, Liliana the Lost Hope, Collective Defiance, Lashweed Lurker, Ulrich of the Krallen Horde, Ulrich Uncontested Alpha, Bruna the Fading Light, Gisela the Broken Blade, and Brucella Voice of Nightmares. And basically what happens is when you flip over these two cards, they have one of each half of these sides on the back, so they meld together to make this. A bit more backstory, some Planeswalker stuff. Tamio is in the set, Liliana. Cards that are tied in with the storyline. Advert for Jules. And then the card encyclopedia. So this basically lists all the cards that are in the set. I'm just going to flick through this quickly. So these are all in Ruberg order, and then alphabetically. And then we're moving on to gold board and the other coloured two colour cards here. There's a 3 colour there. The Planeswalker Tamio is 3 colour. And then there's our artifacts and our land. And on the back here it's got the when the cards meld, so basically there's 6 cards, so three pairs that meld together to make these 3 larger cards. I'll have a look at the meld mechanics, see if we get any. Hopefully, well, we should get something for at least one of those, because they're at common level and a common rarity, and I would expect opening on 9 packs here we should be able to do that. But we'll see. What we'll do now, I think, is have a look at the artwork on the land, which I always like to do. Let's just zoom in. Nice and close. Okay, so we'll just go through this till we start to get repeats. Very slippery. That's cool. So I don't know if that's coming, how well that's coming out on the camera. We should have seen all the artwork by now. So anyway, that's basically 70 lands in total of each of the 5 types of mana. Let's get open and start cracking the boosters. See how we do. So, Brazen Wolves, starting with our commons. Prey Upon is in the set. Waxing Moon. Borrowed Grace. Borrowed Malevolence. There's a sort of mini borrowed cycle. Faithbearer Paladin. Spontaneous Mutation. Well, these are slippery. Stenza Banquet, Blood Mist, so we're moving on to our uncommons. Drownyard Behemoth. So Drownyard Behemoth, I'm just going to draw attention to this because it does have a merge on it. So the casting cost for Drownyard Behemoth is 9 colourless. That gives you a 5/7 Eldrazi Crab. It does have flash, but also it has Emerge 7 and a blue. So you may cast this spell by sacrificing a creature and paying the Emerge cost reduced by that creature's converted mana cost. So you can only reduce down the sort of generic mana there, the 7. You won't affect the single blue there. And the point is even if you had a creature which had, say, 8 casting cost and you'd converted, 8 converted mana cost on the board, and you'd sacrifice that, it would still only reduce this. It would reduce this down to a single blue. It doesn't affect the coloured component there. Drownyard Behemoth has hexproof as long as it entered the battlefield this turn. Vampire Cutthroat has Skulk on it, so Skulk's in this set as well. Creature can't be blocked by creatures with greater power. Also got lifelink on that. Oath of Liliana is our rare. So this is 2 and a black for a legendary enchantment. When Oath of Liliana enters the battlefield, each opponent sacrifices a creature. At the beginning of each end step, if a planeswalker entered the battlefield under your control this turn, put a 2/2 black zombie creature token onto the battlefield. So we have a very Super Friends friendly card here. Ulvenwald Captive is our flip card. So Ulvenwald Captive, 1 in the green, 1/2, creature werewolf horror, flips to Ulvenwald Abomination, creature Eldrazi werewolf. I've got a foil Certain Death, one of these check cards, and an insect token. Okay, moving on. Okay, Dawn Griff, another Prey Upon, Cultist Staff, Olivia's Dragoon, Succumb to Temptation, Woodcutter's Grit, Make Mischief, Ironright's Cleansing, Displace is in the set, Lunar Force, so moving on to uncommons, Chilling Grasp, Deranged Whelp has Menace, and Spellqueller, which is our rare. So 1 white blue creature spirit, 2/3 flash and flying. When Spellqueller enters the battlefield, exile target spell with converted mana cost 4 or less. When Spellqueller leaves the battlefield, the exiled card's owner may cast that card without paying its mana cost. Our flip card is Graft Rats. Now I believe, yes, this is 1/2 of Chittering Host. Our check card and Spirit. So let's just quickly go back to this Graph Rats, and I'll put this to one side, so if we get the other half of this, we can. I'll show you the meld. So at the beginning of combat on your turn, if you both own and control Graph Rats and a creature named Midnight Scavengers, exile them, then meld them into Chittering Host. And when you flip it over, you have the top half of the card here. So we're looking out for the bottom half of that one. Just put that so I can get to it easy. Galvanic Bombardment. Okay. Choking Restraints. Strange Augmentation has the Delirium's in the set as well. Carried over. Backwoods Survivalists, another Delirium card. Bloodbriar. Borrowed Malevolence. So Borrowed Malevolence has Escalate on it. So for a single black is its casting cost, but then there's an Escalate cost beyond the first one of these abilities or spells that you choose. So if you just wanted to choose one then that would be 1 black. If you wanted to choose both, then you pay the escalate cost. So for 2, pay this cost for each mode chosen beyond the first. So it's a modal card. The most that you ever see on these is 3 choices. So for every extra choice beyond the first, you pay an extra escalate cost for each one of those choices. Make Mischief, Einright's Cleansing, Displace, Geist of the Lonely Vigil, Subjugator Angel, so moving on to uncommons, Crop Sigil, Soul Separators are rare, 3 colourless artifact for 5, tap, sacrifice, Soul Separator, exile target creature card from your graveyard, put a token onto the battlefield that's a copy of that card except it's a 1/1, it's a spirit in addition to its other types, and it has flying. Put a black zombie creature token onto the battlefield with power equal to that card's power and toughness. Sorry, when I say this, I always say it wrong. Put a black zombie creature token onto the battlefield with power equal to that card's power and toughness equal to that card's toughness. Midnight Scavengers, 4 and a black. So it melds with Graph Rats. Well, that was a bit of a result. Already we have that combination. I've got a forest in here and a wolf token. So just to show you, here's our Graph Rats. And there is our bottom half of that. That's our complete chittering host. Creature Eldrazi Horror, 5/6, Haste Menace. When Chittering Host enters the battlefield, other creatures you control get +1/+0 and gain Menace until end of turn. Okay. Otherworldly Outburst, Brazen Wolves, Prey Upon, Crossroads Consecrator, Gavany Unhallowed, Alchemist Greeting, Ironclad Slayer, Laboratory Brute, Prophetic Ravings, moving on to our uncommons, Geist of the Lonely Vigil, Drogskull Shieldmate, Dusk Feaster, and our rare is Summary Dismissal, 2 and 2 blue, exile all other spells and counter all abilities. Our flip card is Tangled Claw Werewolf, flipping into Fibrous Entangler. Check card and Eldrazi Horror token. Otherworldly Outburst, Prey Upon. We've got a lot of Prey Upons here. Olivia's Dragoon, Grapple with the Past. Gavany Unhallowed, Cathar's Shield, Lunark Mantle, Fogwalker, another card with Skulk on it, Stenzia Innkeeper, Nephalia Academy. So moving on to uncommons, so we've got a land there. Chilling Grasp, Deranged Whelp, Harmless Offering is our rare. 2 and a red, Sorcery, target opponent gains control of target permanent you control. Lone Rider is our flippable card, flipping into It That Rides as One. Checklist and a Human Wizard token. Yeah, there is a card in the set that generates wizards. Otherworldly Outburst, another Prey Upon, Crossroads Consecrator, Wailing Ghoul, Bloodbriar, Guardian of Pilgrims, Displace, Terrarian, I think that is, Shreds of Sanity, Haunted Dead, Give No Ground, and another Spell Queller, which we saw earlier. It looks like we've got a couple of, probably got a full here as well. I don't know. Second flip. Oh, I think I see what that is. Midnight Scavengers, 4 and a black, flipping into. Okay, so it's at one of these halves. So that's another. Yeah, that's the bottom of the one that combines with Graph Rats. And we also have an Ulrich of the Krallen Horde. Now this is not a foil, but it is a flip card. So that is that's a mythic. Okay. So this is Ulrich of the Krallen Horde, 3 red-green for a legendary creature, human werewolf. It's a 4/4. Whenever this creature enters the battlefield or transforms into Ulrich of the Krallen Horde, target creature gets +4/+4 until end of turn. At the beginning of each upkeep, if no spells were cast last turn, transform Ulrich of the Krallen Horde. Transforms into Ulrich Uncontested Alpha. It's a 6/6 legendary creature werewolf. Whenever this creature transforms into Ulrich Uncontested Alpha, you may have it fight a target non-werewolf creature you don't control. At the beginning of each upkeep, if a player casts 2 or more spells last turn, transform Ulrich Uncontested Alpha. And there's an Eldrazi Horror there. So I wonder if we're going to have another half to another Graph Rats here to go with that half of the meld. Tattered Hunter, Cultist Staff, Dawn-Griff, Succumb to Temptation, Bloodbriar, Faithbearer Paladin, Field Creeper, which there's a Scarecrow in the set, Bold Impaler, Lunar Force, so moving on to uncommons, Mockery of Nature, Dusk Feaster, Soul Separator is our. Soul Separator is our rare. So this is 3 generic mana, not 3 colourless as I probably have been saying. So 3 generic mana. It's an artifact, and we had one already actually looking at this. Yep, so we've already had this one. Oh, and there's our Graph Rats. So there's another one. That's got a nice foil forest there. Now, well, that's coming up. Mountain and a spider. Okay, 2 more packs. Well, this is giving us a really good idea of the set, actually. So, in that respect, pretty pleased with this box. It's got some good representations from the set. Waxing Moon, Brazen Wolves, Crossroads Consecrator, Thraben Foulbloods, Grapple with the Past, Falkenrath Reaver, Ironright's Cleansing, Enlightened Maniac, Slayer's Cleaver, so moving on to uncommons, Ride Down, Insatiable Gorgers, and our... Oh, cool. This is what we want. Okay, so we have another Mythic and we have Tamiyo. So, yeah, this card is stupid. If any of you saw the pre-release that Loading Ready Run did, you'll know what I mean. Tamiyo Field Researcher, 1 green, white, blue, 4 loyalty, Planeswalker, Tamiyo. +1, choose up to 2 target creatures until your next turn. Whenever either of those creatures deals combat damage, you draw a card. -2, tap up to 2 target non-land permanents. They don't untap during their controller's next untap step. And the -7 ultimate ability, draw 3 cards. You get an emblem with, you may cast non-land cards from your hand without paying their mana cost. So yeah, that's a pretty good card. So Lone Rider is our flip card. Lone Rider flipping into it that rides as 1. We also have a land here. We got a rare. Again, it's not a foil. So I see what they're doing here. So we actually have 1/2 of another meld card. Handwell Battlements. Tap, add colours to your mana pool. Red tap, target creature gains haste until end of turn. 3 and 2 red tap. If you both own and control Handwear Battlements and a creature named Handwear Garrison, exile them, then meld them into Handwear the Writhing Township. So that's 1/2 of it. Swamp and a zombie. So unless I've missed it so far, it'd be interesting if we actually managed to get it in the last pack. But that would be greedy, especially with Tameo. Okay, Strange Augmentation, Backwoods Survivalist, Wretched Griff, Woodland Patrol, Weirded Vampire, Field Creeper, Steadfast Cathar, Spontaneous Mutation. We've got Slayer's Cleaver, so uncommons now, Geist of the Archives, Markov Crusader, and our rare is Selfless Spirit. 1 and a white, creature spirit, cleric, flying, sacrifice selfless spirit. Creatures you control gain indestructible until end of turn. Our flip card is Vilden Pack Outcast, 1 and a red, flipping into Drone Pack Kindred. And we also have a foil Backwoods Survivalist. So 3 and a green for a 4/3 with Delirium on it. And a zombie token. So that was a pretty interesting fat pack. Couple of foils, a pair of the common meld with Graph Rats, 1/2 of the other one, Handwear Battlements, but in the same pack we've got a Tameo. So yeah, I'm pretty pleased with that. So that's the channel unboxing for the Magic the Gathering Eldritch Moon Fat Pack. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.